Hello everybody from Birmingham, Alabama. Zack Hample here at Rickwood Field, which is the oldest professional baseball stadium in America. Former home of the Negro Leagues. Of course, there's been a ton of minor league baseball played here, but today, just one game only. It's a major league stadium. Cardinals versus Giants. It counts for the regular season, so it counts on my stadium list, my 64th MLB stadium, and I've gotten at least one baseball at all of the other 63, so no pressure, right? Gotta keep that streak alive. Now, if you look over this way, there is just a smattering of fans. It's like the line before the line. We're here so early, security is not even allowing us to cross the street, but in just a bit, we'll line up in that area, and then it is off to the races. There's a lot of history to unpack here. We'll get into more of that later, but for right now, I'm just looking forward to batting practice, hopefully snagging at least one baseball, and I'm just so excited to be here. Let's go!
1-2, 1-2. Jukebox friends, you know what to do. You know
It's happening.
Yep, enjoy the game, guys.
All right. So we wait right up here?
Wait right here. I figured y'all rather wait over there where there was a little bit of shade.
Well, we want to be first.
Okay.
He was either MVP or like 20. Yeah, he was a big deal. He signed for
Oh, the first book for you.
There's got to be some.
Absolutely. How's it going? It's Reggie. Everybody who's anybody is here today.
We needed somebody.
I'm ready, baby.
Be careful.
Hey guys, try not to rush inside our stuff.
Minor League Baseball. The teams and players are...
Because he told me to stay right here. We'd be great. Oh, sorry.
So I figured that the outfield would be the best place to be, at least for the start. This is the one section that's actually in fair territory. There's no netting in front of the bleachers here. So I decided to post up over here, sort of in straightaway right field, just checking out the Cardinals, warming up, seeing various dignitaries walking past, John Smoltz on the warning track there, and seeing the whole Cardinals pitching staff starting to get loose. And my move finally paid off, as Miles Michaelis tossed me a knuckleball. Actually, I could tell there was no rotation on that one, and it just feels so great to be on the board. 64 for 64, so this is the baseball. No commemorative logo. I don't think they're using special balls here. And BP is underway, so hopefully there's some more action coming out this way.
Gio!
What up, Goldie? What up, Nolan? Second group of BP is underway for the Cardinals, and just used my cup trick to fish a baseball out of the gap, and you guys couldn't see it from this angle, but I handed that one off to the nearest kid. And so, as everyone is shouting at Willie McGee, Cardinals coach, this spot is good, but I feel like it has its limit. You can only milk one spot so long, and then it starts to run dry, so might wander in a little bit. So I wasn't quite ready to leave with the Cardinals continuing to be so generous. This is Giovanni Gallegos throwing not one, not two, but, wait for it, 3 baseballs into the crowd. He threw so many over the course of the day. And by the way, my second ball was thrown by Dylan Carlson, just for the record. This one was caught by Dennis, my friend from Miami. This baseball was caught by, I have no idea. And meanwhile, the batters were still taking their cuts. And the netting in foul territory made it hard for the players to aim. So look at this one. Keep your eye on the fan in the green shirt. That's my friend Tang, and he had some terrible luck on this one. You know what? Gravity is really annoying sometimes, and I think the fan who snagged that was actually an employee. But anyway, here I am getting my 4th baseball of the day. Kind of hard to see, but it was thrown by Willie McGee. So I handed that to the nearest kid, and I was just like, hey, all right, I'll take it. Pretty easy, but it counts. So this dude making the catch is my friend Mike from Michigan, and I really wanted to leave the section at this point and go to foul territory, but stopped for a moment just to take care of some fans. And speaking of the netting being difficult, here is Gallegos again trying to toss this one over the net. That is his first attempt. And you can just see how it went from here. I truly do not understand the purpose of having 30-foot tall nets all the way down to the foul pole, but thankfully, this young fan did ultimately end up receiving that baseball. And here I am, looking up at the net and the roof and the narrow gap in between. So I was kind of giving up on baseballs at this point, just wandering a bit as the Giants came out and started to get loose for BP, and I just had to point out the condition of the seats. It's old! And look, to be clear, I mean that in the very best of ways. Yeah, it's tough to catch baseballs here, but how cool is this ballpark? Built in 1910, and I'll just point out quickly, look at this magic wardrobe change through on the Giants gear, which, as you're about to see, was really not all that helpful, at least not at first. But anyway, this stadium, I think this is kind of a fun fact, got its name from the original owner, Allen Harvey Woodward, who was born in 1876, and this guy's nickname was Rick. So he basically took that nickname and the first syllable of his last name, and that is how we got the name Rickwood Field. And just another fun fact about the names, his team was called the Birmingham Barons, and they were named after the coal barons of the 1880s. Now, when the team was not playing here, this Woodward guy rented out the ballpark to black teams, so that's where we get the name the Black Barons. And here's a very not fun fact that I will drop on you guys. But Woodward also rented out the ballpark to the KKK so that they could hold their rallies here. Yikes. But from what I understand, historically, he kind of, quote-unquote, had to do that in order to keep everybody happy. Yeah. Look, history is filled with so much ugliness, and I don't want to dwell on it, but I think it's important to at least acknowledge it so that we can attempt to be even better moving forward. Anyway, I really had no idea at this point where to go. Every place was just so tough. Either it was crowded or there was netting. And as I was walking around, some folks had me sign stuff. And this was really cool. One of my Topps baseball cards from 2017. I'll throw a link to a video about those in the description. And look what I saw down near the foul pole after that. That's the umpiring crew. And not just any umpiring crew, but the first all-black umpiring crew in Major League history. That's cool, and props to MLB for doing that. So, again, I was just taking a moment to figure out my next move, and I decided to leave the seats because June in Alabama is nothing to mess with. So, got some water, and here are my eloquent thoughts. There you have it, folks. And by the way, this game was played on the 34th anniversary of my first baseball ever. Fun fact. So, I was over looking at this guy. That is Matt Chapman. He was taking some ground balls. I was hoping for a toss-up. And this one actually hit the bag, so he bobbled it there while he tried to scoop it. And you can see what happened next. You'll see my index finger here. That's me jumping up and down. And he tossed it, right to me. So I made that jumping catch. And I'm just going to let this clip roll for a moment because look what happened moments later. I saw him throw another one. This one airmailed everybody in the walkway, landed in the first row, so I lunged and grabbed that one. So that was fun, and I'm just going to pause it right here because that guy is who I handed this baseball to. He was an employee, and moments later, we're going to pause it again because that kid was the recipient of the second Matt Chapman toss-up. So really cool to pad the stats in an unexpected place. Near third base during BP. How often do you see BP from this angle in my videos? How about never? To be fair, BP was almost done. That's me chatting with my friend Tony from Minnesota, and here's some proof that John Smoltz was following me all around the ballpark. So that was it for BP. Nobody was willing to chuck any baseballs over the netting, so I had a total of 6 at this point. And how many guys in this group photo can you name? That is a lot of baseball talent right there, and that is the commissioner, Rob Manfred, talking to the MLB Network. So now that things were calm, I wandered to the very last row to see what I could see behind the grandstand. I was so eager to get down there and check everything out, and when I made it to the bottom of the ramp, I could not believe this, but there were so many Negro Leagues players walking right past. Truly incredible. And this guy right here, well, that is Jim McNeil, age 90, who was inducted into the Negro Leagues Hall of Fame in 2011. I was surrounded by living legends. And just the history of this place, I keep talking about it, but it's so amazing, as by the way, you can see a 100-year-old car right here. Babe Ruth played at this ballpark, and so did Ty Cobb and Rogers Hornsby, and of course, Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson, Hank Aaron, Reggie Jackson, Frank Thomas, even Michael Jordan in the minor leagues, and the one and only Willie Mays. So this was just incredible and really so emotional.
Hey, make a picture with my son. I played with some guys in the Braves and the Padres, Ryan Klesko. Yeah, that was my son. Thank you.
Oh, you got it.
And I've got the Mays shirt on.
Wow.
So when he was 8, he was on the field with Willie. And so I got a great story. So we're in the locker room for Bruce Bochy. It's me, Barry Bonds, Willie Mays, and Buster Posey was playing.
Okay.
So I said, hey, Hunter, come over here and meet Willie Mays. He's like, Willie Mays Hayes? He had no idea who Willie Mays was, so he goes, no, I'm going to hang out with Buster Posey, Dad. Oh my God. True story. So I said, son, get over here. And so he looked at me and goes, hey, who was that guy anyways? I said, Willie Mays. And then he researched it and everything. But he was literally leaving Willie Mays to go hang out with Buster Posey. Left-handed pitcher, first base.
Right? Don't forget me when you're famous. Hey, how old are you? Oh my God. 1, 2, 3. Ryan Klesko! Yes! Yeah, there are going to be some foul balls out here tonight. Oh, I'm torn. I'm torn because I know that you guys want to see footage of the game from inside the stadium, but I'm tempted to hang outside here, wait for foul balls to fly over the grandstand. Maybe we'll do a little of both.
And now the starting line for the baseball story returns to where it all began.
Birmingham, I've been telling you all that if there's any way on earth my father could come down here, they would. Well, he's found another way. So you already stand to your feet. Let him hear you, he's listening.
I would like to formally petition Rob Manfred to have a brass band walking through the stands at every Major League game. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Just immaculate vibes here. And right now, bottom of the first, no score, just posting up here on the first base side for at least a few innings. And I'll probably wander after that, but can't argue with this view right here. Huge moment right here for Brendan Donovan, who was actually born in Germany but grew up in Alabama. So to finally get to play an MLB game in his home state and to go yard, that's awesome. And it put the Cardinals on top by the score of 3-0. And let's put a timer right here on Nolan Arenado, who was trying to get through the outfield wall and had clearly forgotten the secret password. He was not playing because he'd gotten hit by a pitch on the elbow the day before, and there goes the door for him. 13 seconds even, that must have felt like an eternity. But yeah, I just had to get that in the video for you guys.
So cold and freeze your lips.
Elliot Ramos right there with a 3-run bomb to tie this game. Ramos, a former first-round draft pick for the Giants. And so 3-3 right now. We're in the third inning. And I'm sure that MLB is enjoying this. They want to see lots of runs, right, at a game like this.
Way down there and bounced out.
Really?
It doesn't feel like a good spot.
No? There was one batter, like an inning ago, who hit 2 out here.
So then one was there and one was way out. I never saw it.
Well, this might be a stupid idea, but right now this game is in the 4th inning, and I have decided to go outside the stadium. I mean, it's still within the property of Rickwood Field. A huge perimeter is fenced off, but I'm behind the grandstand. I just think it would be fun to see a little action out here. Even if I don't catch one, just to see people running for it would be cool. So, you know, spend a little time out here and I'll make a decision on where to go after that. Oh yeah. All right, we got Brandon Crawford leading off the next inning, lefty. Then we have Pedro Pajes, a righty, batting after that. So a lot of back and forth. Nice way to get my steps in. All right, let's get some food. All right, so we have the barbecue pork Sammy. I don't like pickles, so that's a little bit problematic. I ordered pork, not pickles. Well, it's a little bit pricey at over $13 for not that much meat, but it's good. All right, you got it.
Pass out there. Field.
We are in the top of the 8th inning. Cardinals are holding a 6-5 lead, and I just got to show you guys what it looks like all the way up there at the back of the section, because it's pretty cool. So let the tour begin.
Yeah, there's not a bad yet. It's basically only
Alright, this was the end of the 8th inning. Tyler Rogers struck out Jose Fermin, and I gotta point out something really cool involving Derek Jeter in the TV area. He was pointing at a kid. You can see him right here in that Spencer 42 shirt. Jeter wanted to sign a ball for the kid and was like, hang on, we're gonna make it happen. So Jeter told the fans to drop the ball down, which they did right here to an employee down below, who then tossed it up to Jeter. Jeter then got a pen from this TV crew member and signed the baseball. Just so nice of him to do this. So Jeter dropped it down to the employee, who walked it under the tent, and this employee was directing fans exactly where to go. It was kind of a tight squeeze, so I'm going to show it to you in slow motion. He tossed it through a very narrow space, and that ball made its way to the kid. So people were happy. There's the kid showing it off. And that is just an outstanding moment. So there were only 3 outs left at this point. That was the first one in the top of the 9th. And you can see how it all played out from here. have a final here at Rickwood Field, and this was a tight and exciting ball game. Now, the Giants out-hit the Cardinals 11-7, including a 4-hit performance by Patrick Bailey, but St. Louis won it by the score of 6-5. And you know what? Even though, as I mentioned earlier, this was a regular season game that counts in the standings, this entire day was about so much more than just the action on the field. They say there's no crying in baseball, but I came pretty damn close to shedding some tears during the pregame ceremony. And this entire day and night was truly a magical experience. And so right now, as is often the case, I'm one of the last fans in the stadium to tell you just a few more things. And you know what, this whole day was a lot more than me running around scampering after baseballs, but this is what I do. So officially, I got 6 baseballs today, gave 5 of them away, and this is the one that I'm keeping. It just looks like any other ball, but this was my first of the day, thrown by Miles Michaelis, and this was the ball that clinched a snag for me at my 64th Major League Stadium, so this is special. I'm always gonna hang on to this one. All 6 baseballs count for the lifetime total, so that number is 12,584! So, man, I'm just feeling so great. I feel so special and lucky just to be able to do what I do and to go to all these different stadiums, and especially this one. This was kind of an expensive trip, but there was no chance that I would miss this. If you like this t-shirt, well, it is one of my own. Check out zackhample.com/merch and pick up one for yourself. And yeah, I mean, I don't even know when my next game will be at this point. I might even be posting this video out of order. I have no idea, but it's glorious. Just thinking about everyone who's played here in the past, especially thinking about Willie Mays. Just thank you to MLB for making this happen and for doing it up. Thank you to you guys for watching. Please subscribe, and that's it. Bye. Oh, and one more thing. This book, which was published in 2010, has a pretty cool quote on the back cover.